Hi and welcome to another video. I'm Lauren and today it is Earth Day, so I'm really excited about that. So in honor of Earth Day and just in general celebration of Earth itself and all the beauty that there is in this wonderful world, today I'm going to be drawing some blades of grass with droplets of water and using colored pencils. Colored pencils are not my favorite art material, but I like to challenge myself, and I also encourage you to challenge yourself. So this video I'm going to kind of show you how to draw water droplets if you've ever wondered how to do it. It's quite simple actually, it's not as hard as you think. And yeah, I just challenged myself to do a whole big page of a colored pencil drawing because do not like colored pencils, mostly because you just have to end up sharpening them like pretty much most of the time. But let's get into this. I'm excited. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and thanks so much for joining me here today. Let's get into the video. Okay, so first up I'm doing a very quick sketch of the blades of grass using a pencil, and also marking in where I want the water droplets to be. So the droplets are a combination of oval shapes as well as some round shapes. There's some big ones on the grass, and there's also going to be a couple of smaller ones. So I'm just making those to get started. My next step is I'm going to take a lightish kind of green, sort of the main color that I see on grass, which is like this sort of tone, and I'm just going to lay down like a very basic layer using this pencil on the blades of grass. Okay, so now that almost all the areas are filled with the green, the first basic layer of green, I'm going to take a black pencil and I'm doing not on the whole shape, but on just some parts of the water droplets. I do a line and then I leave some spaces just white. Then this is kind of like the key part of creating the water droplet, is doing the shading. So on one part of the water droplet, the shadow is on the shape, and then you'll see on the opposite side of the water droplet, the shadow is next to the shape. So this is kind of like how you start to get the illusion or the look of creating this water droplet. So I do this on all of the shapes. now that all of my water droplets have a little bit of shading started on them, I'm going to quickly take a darker green and I'm going to add a layer of this darker green onto my lighter green. So this kind of just helps distinguish the blades of grass from each other. So I'm coloring all along the edges and then also using this darker green to add some lines of detailing onto the blades of grass, because they have all these shades of greens, and the darker green on the light kind of just helps add that detailing. I'm also going to take this dark green and start to add a couple of sort of very light lines of green into my water droplets. In my reference photo, some photograph that I took a while back, you can see these kind of lines through the water droplets. So I'm just starting to gradually add them, and I am leaving a little bit of white along the edges so the lines don't go all the way to the edge of the shape, and that's kind of going to be starting to create the light on the water droplets, because it's really important to have the light spaces and the dark spaces. I'm also then taking the light green that I originally used and adding that in between the other dark green lines. Next up, I'm taking a very dark green and really working on shading the shadow areas as dark as possible. So on the edge of the shape, I do a very, very dark shade, and then I lift up my pencil as I go into the shape to kind of gradually create this shadow. So this really helps to distinguish the water droplet shapes and really start to make them look like more 3D. As you can see, I spent a lot of time sharpening my pencil while making this artwork, but that's the thing with pencils. That's what happens. So just gotta go with the flow. And now I'm adding a little bit more extra green. What I really love about grass and just looking as these seasons are changing, the grass is so vibrant green. It's like a beautiful color. I really love that about seeing now that winter's kind of over and there's spring and summer. It's just all the colors that are around are just so bright and vibrant. It's really like something I love about Earth is just the way that these colors can kind of wake you up when you look at them. So I really tried to add as much green as possible to this picture. I probably could spend a little bit more time even adding more green, but I think since I had already spent like a long time making this pencil drawing, I was like ready to kind of just work on the background at this point. So now for the background, I decided I would do kind of like shadows, so just using black and gray. And then this pencil, or this tool, it's kind of like, it's not really a pencil, it's more like an eraser, it's my first time using it, but so I'm sort of just like testing it out more on this picture. But basically it can lighten your pencils. So I used it to kind of just create the sort of basic shape of like water droplets that would be like very far underneath these blades of grass. So just like a little bit of extra detailing in the background. So that is the final drawing. I took it outside to go and really see it in the grass and just kind of absorb the greenness all around. The sun was kind of just setting, so it cast a really nice glow on this picture, and obviously it was just really nice to be outside. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that you found it helpful. Please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.